Oh my God.
Merry Christmas, America.
Oh yeah, it is actually 4th of July. No, it's not, but it's basic. Oh, for you it's 4th of July. For me, it's over. Now it's time to burn down city halls. It's like the day after Independence Day. The day, like, we used all our patriotism, and now we have to go the opposite direction just to balance things out, to restore order.
What?
Virtual Homework Podcast. Let's play the theme song.
What's good, man? It's your boy Juicy J, man. Shout out to Virtual Homework Podcast.
What's up?
So, welcome back to us. Welcome back, America.
Hi, everybody.
We are finally back playing a game. For those who are listening, it's been literally 2 weeks since our last video game podcast, which is pretty crazy, right?
Basically a lifetime.
Basically a lifetime. For us, it's been literally 2 days since we last recorded. But we had a very strict regimen. We're not allowed to talk to each other. We're not allowed to be friends.
Literally.
All the content saved.
Like,
for
we'll try to have a
podcast.
conversation. We're like, no, you can't. Save it for the pod.
Yeah, exactly. So we're back. We're bigger than ever. We got sponsors. We got Akon. He's sponsoring the podcast now.
Really? Like, why didn't you tell me these things? See, we're not allowed to talk about it, so I don't know.
$2 million of seed funding. $3 million on the way.
Wait, what? Fuck.
From Akon.
Do I get any of this?
No.
Well, fuck.
It's
we played
fine
a game
because
today.
I pay for the games.
You did.
So that's the funding here. Speaking of games, we played The Witness, which is did you witness anything?
I had a lot of grids. That's what I'm gonna say. This is a puzzle adventure game, very much in the realm of, like, have you ever played something like Myst? I think it's by the same people, actually.
It is not by the same people as Myst, but I think it's heavily inspired by Myst. Have you ever played Braid? Or heard of Braid?
I've heard of it. I've never played it, though.
This is by the same person who made Braid. This is actually made by, I think, one person entirely, and they spent multiple years on it. So, The Witness is a puzzle game. Came out, I think, around 5 years ago, 2015, 2016-ish. Very, very, very well regarded. Considered one of the best puzzle games of our age. And I am willing to agree with them. I have a little bit of qualms with this, but I would definitely say this is a very, very, very good puzzle game. I would call this...
I would say, in my opinion, this is probably the best puzzle game I have ever played. It's an open world puzzle game.
Yeah, it's honestly a very, very, very beautiful game. I'm not sure if
you're just quite good looking.
Yeah, I am enamored by the world, honestly. It's pretty engrossing. I have that as a note here.
So I'm going to set the stage for this. Basically, you turn on the game, and it's like, go. No instructions, no idea what you're supposed to do. You're just in a hallway, you go forward, and then you're in a world. Like, that's it.
And that's actually something I actually noticed as well, that this game has a really good job, or does a really good job of explaining itself without actually saying anything. It's just kind of like you're starting, you see like a little path to go on, and then like you solve a puzzle, and like the puzzle activates this other path where you could go to, and like you're instantly trying to like complete every single puzzle you see. Like, you're not like looking for any instructions. There's literally no instructions.
There's literally none.
You're all on your own, and it brings you into this world of pretty much. I like have this note here: high-tech maze simulator, which I guess is a pretty good way. Like they're all mazes you got to solve, but it's like not just your standard back of the cereal box mazes.
No, absolutely not. These are some deceptively difficult puzzles that you might get to a puzzle. You might get, to like the 5th stage and can't complete it. So then you move on to a different part of the island. You're on an island, by the way. And find another puzzle that by solving it, you learn a new mechanic or how to solve a specific mechanic that you go, oh, wait. So that worked here. I can go back to that previous puzzle and go on, which happened to me so much.
Yeah, so basically, there really isn't that semblance of a plot. You're trying to basically solve these puzzles that you unlock. When you beat a puzzle, it activates like electronically this wire that lights up like the next puzzle to go to. So there's a very clear path on what you could go to per area. There's a lot of separate areas. Each area has their own twist on the standard get from point A to point B literal maze concept.
Yeah.
You have some that are like saying, oh, you have to get from point A to point B, but get every single one of these little dots along the way. You get some of these like, oh, you got to get to point A to point B, but when you actually do it, the pattern you draw has to include certain shapes in it. You have patterns point A to point B that's like, oh, you have to like pair these suns. There's really a lot of puzzles here.
It's endless. It might be you might have to look through a different colored glass at a right angle, and because you're looking at that color, the color of the puzzle changes, so you can figure it out. Or, you might have to look at like next to the puzzle, there's a tree with branches, and they're going in specific directions. And then if you look at the directions they're going, it tells you, oh, so that's going left, right, left, right. Okay, I can do the puzzle now.
Yeah, so the fun thing about this game is that there's an actual reason for the overworld hub. Like a lot of games you might just be like, oh, it's just like a vehicle to get these puzzles going, but like literal like multiple sections have environmental cues as the entire concept of solving these mazes.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I personally found those to be the hardest, like by far.
Yeah,
I found like the logic puzzles that engross on a concept that's like purely in the actual puzzle itself.
There were some environment ones I really hated, like I'm gonna say right now the tree one.
I never solved the tree one. I got like 4 lasers going. I completed like 192 puzzles total. You said you beat like a 201 or something like that.
211 or something like that. Nothing too crazy.
But I think we actually did different areas of the game. I don't think it's productive for me to go into like the exact ones I did, but
well, I mean, we can be basic. There's like a desert, there's like a dock, there's like a city.
Yeah. I did the one where it's like based on light reflection. I did the dock, which I actually helped you on a couple puzzles right before this.
Yeah,
I completed that one. I did the like construction area, which has like omission puzzles where like it gives you 3 things to solve in the puzzle, and you have to like specifically not do one of them. And I like activated 4 lasers. I think neither of us have beaten this game. I don't think either of us have spoiled this game for each other, but you activate all these lasers when you beat every puzzle in an area, and I think that activating every single laser will eventually reveal the plot ending. I played this game for roughly 7 hours. I think my playtime says a lot longer.
I played it for like 8 or 9 or something like that. Completely enthralled. There were points where I hated it. Like, I played it for the first 2 hours, and I wanted to quit. And then I came back, and I was like, holy crap, I'm like, I was just sucked in to this world. I'm just trying to figure everything out, and it felt so good to get that laser going.
Yeah, the issue with this game is that it's very easy to get stuck.
Yes.
Yeah, like, I found, like, first of all, some puzzles are absolute bullshit hard. Did you use any hints at all?
So I used one hint, and that was for the tree puzzle to figure out that I need to see the trees, and that was it. That was the only hint I ever did.
Yeah, I never actually used hints on like solving the puzzles themselves, but I used hints on literally figuring out what these puzzles, like how to solve them. Like
I pride myself, I did not use a single hint on how to solve any of them.
Yeah, I meant to say like I used hints on like literally what is the concept of this puzzle, how do I solve these? Like for example, the suns, like it wasn't super clear to me
the
that
sun
like,
in the
you're
desert?
supposed to get pairs of the suns where like you have to pair 2 together. I'm not sure if you did any of those.
Is that the one that was in the treehouse?
I forget what it was. So I played this game roughly 2 weeks ago for 5 hours, and I played this game about 3 hours today. So
no, I could not figure out the one in the desert at all whatsoever. I had no idea what the fuck to do.
Like the cathedral where there's like a bunch of like screens out in the sun.
Yeah, could not figure that one out. I had no idea what to do. No concept of it. It was like a wheel. You had to make some sort of wheel.
Yeah, so I did look up how to do that one, and it's kind of obvious once you know, but it has a lot of reflective properties. Basically, if you have the sun hitting the panel the right way, it shows like scratched out things, and it's like, oh, that's the path you have to go to. And
so that was probably the hardest area. I was staring at the sun, and I was like looking back. I was like looking at like the front. Like, here's the thing about this game. This game makes you look at the environment in a different way. You might go to like a front of an area, look at the ground, like, oh, there's these things here. What are these medallions? Like I like got way into it to look at that kind of stuff. You might have to look at like some cliffs that like line up with a puzzle and then like go around them. Like,
yeah, there's the environmental puzzles especially require pretty much your entire mental capacity to understand. Like even the concept, like how you solve it, not necessarily like what the actual solution is.
I was literally dizzy at points because of how much mental. Because, like I said, I did not look up how to solve any of them other than that one. Because that was the forest puzzle was the first puzzle I went to, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Because I was just doing them manually. I was just trying to figure out by doing them randomly. Like, all right, let's try this 1, try this 2, try this 3, try this 4, and I got to like the 5th one. I'm like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, you speaking of literally dizzy, you sent me like a emoji with X face. Oh, it's dizzy face. Okay, yeah, I didn't realize
like
that.
My brain literally hurt.
And I was worried. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, I hope this is a game he likes. Cause like this game got very good reviews, but I could see it totally like someone who's into like COD shooters just being like, this game sucks.
Hating this, yeah.
Like,
yeah. I want to say this is my favorite game I've played this year. Absolutely.
Nice. Yeah, I think I still like some of the other games. I think Nonary Games beats this out for me, but I definitely think I'm going to finish this game at some point.
Oh, absolutely.
The thing about this game that upsets me greatly is that when and not to get like, wasted money, but like I basically bought this game for us like 2 weeks before the summer Steam sale, and like it was like $40 each. God damn.
Wait, I didn't even look how much it was. Really?
Yeah, it's like a $40 game. It's no big deal. But it went on Steam sale for like $5. So I'm like, oh my fucking god.
I'm sorry.
I'm pissed.
That's why I hate Steam sales, like in general, because it's like, oh, this game, like for example, Borderlands. You can buy Borderlands 2 and all the expansions, and it's like $230, or it'll be on sale for $4 for all of them. Like
it's okay. I'll use that sweet Akon.
Money. Yeah, you can take my cut.
Yeah, no big deal. I will say that while this game does do a pretty good job of explaining like what to do without actually doing it, like giving you intermediate puzzles and stuff like that, I found that like the actual like intermediate steps, like you do an area and like you're trying to just look around, it's a pretty engrossing world, but there is a whole lot of nothing. Mm-hmm. I not sure. Did you unlock the map?
Yeah, I unlocked the map and everything.
Or not really unlocking the map. There's like a boat.
There's like a boat. Yeah.
With a map on it.
Yeah.
But like before that, I was like super lost, like trying to go from place to place. I wish it gave you a little bit more guidance in regards to like
where you are in relation to other stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was always good at that kind of stuff. Like if I go to an area and I like circle around and come back, I'm like, all right, that's how you get here. So it's like, I know top left is desert, top right is the boat, right side is the swamp, that kind of stuff. So that helped me out a lot, because if I was like, oh shit, that puzzle was in that city, where is that? I would be fucked. Like, I couldn't imagine.
Want to know a question I really was lost on, though?
What's that?
And maybe this is hypocritical of me, but I remember, like, I think there was like a GDQ run of this game, and like, when I kept like playing this game, when I played this game, I kept thinking, why would anyone speedrun this? Like, I understand that like every single game ever made, especially popular games, are going to be speedrun, but like, I feel like this speedrun is literally just memorizing puzzles and just doing them as fast as possible. I feel like out of all the games you could speedrun, this one lower echelon. Maybe I'm a hater. Maybe I should just stick to my speedrun SNES.
You can't pick something up and like move it somewhere. Like a lot of I've seen puzzle games where you have to like pick things up and move things around, which can make for some interesting actions where you like go through walls and that kind of shit. This is literally just moving. Like that's the game.
The one thing I will note that's like pretty cool from like a tech perspective is that you could pretty much solve these puzzles from literally any perspective. You're a first person, so like it's basically your eyes. But like if you see a puzzle from like 300 feet away,
you can click on it.
Yeah, you could click on it and like try to solve it. And like if there's like a pipe blocking it, like even if you're like 200 feet away, it'll be like, oh yeah, this pipe's blocking it. You can't really solve it. It's like it's really good at recognizing what you can and can't do. I feel like that level of attention to detail is pretty awesome.
Well, just the physics engine in general was pretty good. A quick spoiler though, did you do like the flower one with like the lights and stuff like that with like?
I didn't. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, well, I cheated a little bit. You have to you're like based on like a color on the puzzle, and I couldn't figure it out, so I took out my cell phone and went on the green Snapchat filter and went over the puzzle so I could figure it out.
Wow.
That's not like that's not like looking
honestly
up,
like yeah, that's not cheating. That's like experiencing the game in your own way. Like I bet the developer who, if you ever saw Indie Game the movie, like he's in that movie, and he's like, he's a genius in that movie, so it makes sense he made this game. And I recommend watching it if you haven't seen Indie Game the movie. It's a good movie.
He just recommends like doing shit like that, like as long as you're not like
no, like he's the type of guy. He's the type of guy who like really appreciates like creative ways to solve puzzles. So like the fact that you literally got out your phone and like used a different app to like solve the puzzle would probably be like, wow, this person used a very creative way to solve.
Oh yeah, I couldn't figure it out, and there was like I couldn't get the color right, so I like turned on the green filter on my phone and like took a picture of the puzzle and like tried solving it like that, because I was there for like a half hour. I was like,
I mean, what other games have required you to like use your intellect so much to like literally use a different app to interact with it?
This game is like genius. Like it's like flat out. Like as far as like the different mechanics, like I said, like you'll learn one thing from one puzzle. You're like, I can't finish this, and you'll go to another, solve that, and you're like, wow, okay, I figured that out. That mechanic popped up. Let me go back and do that one.
This is probably the best example I've ever seen as iterating on a simple concept to like make something amazing. Like, yeah, it's going from point A to point B, technically. It's just like a regular maze, but then it's like, oh, you're literally stepping on tiles as your human character to like solve these weird maze puzzles outdoors. Did you get to that section?
Yeah. Like that in the castle. That was really fun. I liked the there's like the hedge mages on the other side. You have to do like the pressure platforms.
Yeah, it's so creative.
Absolutely.
Honestly, I can't say enough about this game. I would probably rate this a 9 out of 10.
I would put it a 9 out of 10 easily. Like I was frustrated at points, like straight up frustrated, but like it's kind of like Dark Souls, like when you just hate yourself until you do it, and then just you feel so good.
So do you think you're gonna beat this one?
I'm really gonna try. I gotta beat Psychonauts still. It's like I really
the problem with playing a game a week is that like your backlog of playing a game decreases, but your backlog of like finishing a game, it gets worse and worse.
Like I still have to beat the part 2 of the Nonary games. Like
I definitely I found it funny when you're like, oh, I'll just play this the day before the podcast. I could beat it in that. I'm
dude,
no.
I told you were like, Dana, you need to play this game. Like you like set some time to play this game. Like I remember you instinctively telling me, like, yeah, I'm gonna play it. And then like 2 days before this, you're like, Dana, you should really play this game. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna play it after work. You know, I did not realize this was like a 40-hour like puzzle. You know, brain exploding. Extravaganza.
I don't think it's the longest game. I think it's about 20 hours. But at the same time, like. It's not like you could just like play this game for like 2 hours before the podcast and be like, no. You know what? I get the gist. Let's talk about it.
I was reading. Some people said like, because after you get the beams, supposedly there's more shit. But like
the beans.
So I'm still on the bean high. Like there's like people have spent like 40 hours like doing this, and there's a lot of like secret puzzles too that aren't like.
I hear that it's very different like as a completionist versus just trying to beat the game.
Like, there's just some completely nonsensical stuff. Like, did you get to the ship?
Yeah, well, I got the map.
Well, there's, like, the boat, and then if you... Like, the ship, the one that's, like, sunken in the back?
Maybe? I mean, like, I think
well, there's, like, a puzzle on the bottom floor that's just completely nonsensical. Like, there's a lot of really nonsensical stuff.
Just get better at puzzles, dude.
Yeah.
Just get a better brain, dude. Yeah. You thought I was bullying you when I picked this game.
I mean, I didn't really know what to expect. But I had fun.
No, I mean, like, I honestly struggle with a lot of these puzzles. I don't know if you consider me a better puzzle gamer, but
I think you're better at stuff like Puzzle Fighter.
Like that's just because I played a lot of Puzzle Fighter.
You can beat the shit out of me in Puzzle Fighter.
And I will.
This is just my kind of stuff because I just love abstract thinking, like logic puzzles and stuff like that.
Yeah, if we had a casual race, I think to beat this game, I think you would beat me, legitimately.
I think it'd be fun if we can get a Discord together and like try to beat it. I think that might be a little bit faster.
It was actually pretty good. Like pretty much for the first time in this podcast, he's like, "Yo, you help me with this puzzle. I need it." And it was like right before this podcast. I thought that was pretty fun.
Yeah,
maybe.
I think that could be something we could revisit. So.
Well, speaking of revisiting, you revisit the movie theater and see all those movies in real life.
Like. So I see these pictures online of like people like going to like restaurants and like movies and stuff like that. If the employees are literally wearing like hazmat suits with face shields or masks and shit, maybe you shouldn't be eating or going out to those places like that.
Have you seen that picture of like those 10 people like eating, like having fun at a restaurant, and like the waiter's wearing a mask and it looks all dystopian?
Yeah, like
I think it was on Reddit. Yeah,
like you probably shouldn't be going out to that. Like it's insane to me.
Has the mall?
It's been fine. Most people are getting better about it, I think. There's still groups of people that like they don't wear their masks and stuff like that.
Well, I've been seeing around me, like, yeah, they started with like, okay, we're reopening, everything's fine, but then they've actually gotten like, as things have gotten scary in America, it's like, yeah, you're required to wear your mask in so many places now.
I'm very lucky in Illinois. I think we're the second lowest in the country for like infection rates and stuff like that. So we're doing pretty well because we like hard stayed home. But, like, a lot of people still aren't, like, no one social distances at all whatsoever.
So, no one's wearing a mask?
Most people are wearing masks, because I think the thing for us, it's like an accessory thing now. Like, I got a bunch of, like, cool masks. They have, like, colors on them and shit.
Well, you could get, like, a bait mask.
Yeah, isn't that, like, $1,000?
Probably, like, $100. It's still ridiculous for a mask, but...
It's cool.
Anyone have their dicks out?
What?
Anyone have their dicks out?
No. What?
For Harambe?
You can't just catch me off guard like that. What is this? Fucking
like
2014?
You gotta honor the gorilla with your penis outside the fuck.
Beep. Dude, like another thing, fucking I can't enjoy YouTube videos anymore. Like I just absolutely can't, because I edited for like 3 hours the one time, and now I just look at any video, I'm just like, oh my god, the amount of work.
How did they do this? Honestly, I'm the same way, and I actually didn't really think about it until you just said that. But yeah, like so specifically, like I watch a couple YouTubers who like talk a little bit about editing, like Tom Scott, is that his name?
I don't know who that is, but like
he's like a video effects guy, and like I just look at this video, I'm like, oh my god,
just this like the regular videos, man, where they're just talking and they like add in a graphic and that, or like a voiceover, or like a zoom in or a pan or a spin, like over like a 22-minute video.
Oh no!
Like I'm like, I did for 3 hours, and I can't enjoy videos anymore.
I'm sorry. It literally is my fault.
Well, I mean, I wanted to help, but fuck, it sucks so much. I have a newfound respect.
The entire process takes at least as long as the video is, and then probably times 3, right? So like
way more.
A 20-minute video, you have to literally watch all 20 minutes, and then you also probably are pausing constantly.
Well, it's like, and then people that put in like all these edits, all these extra clips, and then like sounds.
People put in like
filters.
Bullshit counters for their Toki playthrough.
Yeah, exactly. That kind of stuff. Listen, our editing on the first couple episodes were fucking golden, all right? Fucking shout-outs to Sam for, like, the sick-ass editing on that. But it wasn't sustainable.
Too bad I have a life.
Yeah. It wasn't sustainable. But it just, like, I have a newfound respect for people who do edit and, like, people who professionally edit videos. And it also makes me really sad when I find out, like, what a lot of YouTubers and stuff, like, pay their editors, thinking, like, oh, you're just editing a video. Who the fuck cares? Like... Because it's genuinely a lot of work. So
I've seen it go both ways. Like I've seen, like, obviously, like you could literally go on I think there was like literally a video on this. Like you could go on some sites that you get work like done. Like you ever go on those sites that's like, oh, this weird odd job, you could do it for like $8 an hour.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you could get video editing on those sites, and like you could pay $8 an hour to get some like very basic editing. And like the thing is, I've talked to people who video edit, just like people I went to high school with, people I went to college with, who like do this in their free time, and like you definitely do get more efficient. Your 3 hours that you spent, that could maybe be taken down to like 20 minutes for someone who's been doing this for a career.
Of course.
But
it's like an understanding of like what they had to go to get to that point. It's like a huge respect, because it's a cool thing. But
at the same time, like there are also like I've seen channels like say like, hey, if you edit my videos, hypothetically, I'm a Twitch streamer and these highlights just bring people to my Twitch, you could have all my ad revenue. Like there are some people who are like really good about that. Yeah. I've actually seen a video that was like my $8 an hour editing job versus my like $50 an hour editing job, and like they they paid someone like $8 an hour to like edit a commercial versus like they paid like a professional editor who makes like 6 figures to like do it, and like
it was like comparable.
Yeah, it's like technically you have a commercial that might be able to air on TV, but you definitely get what you pay for in those circumstances.
Yeah. Now, could you take that $8 video and give it to someone else for $8 an hour to make it better?
Just like compound it.
just compound it to like it be $50 an hour on $8 an hour.
Eventually, it's like
editors.
a Tim and Eric sketch,
and then then you have Avengers: Infinity War.
Yeah. Eventually, it lands on the desk of shit. What's his name?
Well, it just gets edited and edited and edited over and over until it's like so good.
No. Who made Michael Bay? Yeah, just like eventually Michael Bay, like it's just sitting on his desk. You need to edit this.
It just has explosions.
Add an explosion. Yeah, just the entire video is like it's an 8-minute video, just explosion after explosion. At its purest form of entertainment.
I don't know. I'm pretty bad at video editing. I like to think I'm somewhat solid at Photoshop though. I used to do a lot of graphics back in the day. The thing that made me think about it was
face on a slug. You could edit someone's face on a slug really well.
Well, that's like me taking 2 seconds, but it's like I understand like a lot of the tools and filters. I took like 3 years of commercial photography.
Oh shit!
The thing that made me think about it was you saying explosions, because every single project I did had an explosion in the background. So it'd be like do a like selfie on yourself. 101. And there's just an explosion on every one I did.
That's like really 2005.
Oh, it was 2005.
Yeah, but that's like that's the perfect time capsule. 2005 was the time of people editing explosions in Photoshop.
Yeah,
that was like the new shit.
Or like making forum signatures. Like those were sick as fuck.
Yeah, I wish I had my old forum signatures. Those I spent time on those.
Yeah,
like goddamn.
I like the ones that were like super thin bars, but then like a picture like sticking out of it. You like stroke it. You know, have it transparent so like the lines
kind of looks like it's popping out. You know?
Yeah. Like that shit looked really fucking dope on PHBB or whatever it's called.
What was your highest post count on a PHBB forum?
Fucking. I think it was like 12,000, and that was hell.oddwebsite.com.
Oh my god! I had a few Stepmania forums where I had like 5K, but on multiple forums. I think I might have had 10K on like one forum ever.
They were mostly edgy shit posting groups from like
I'm like it's nothing like bad, but like it's more like I'm glad those are gone because I was the cringiest person on earth. Like if I had to read any of those messages again, I might actually just like curl up in a ball and
like
die.
you doing like K thanks bye and then like like the upside triangle faces like cat ears and shit like that.
Yeah, like when you see that like goth girl, you see that goth girl going rawr, like the male form of that.
Yeah, that was just 2002, 2003. Yeah, in general.
I was cool at the time.
Oh, like, dude, we were as cool as they came.
We were the coolest people. I love talking about how cool I was in 2002.
Well, that was before like people got on the internet though. Like it was just internet people back then. So like people back then were all like that. Then iPhones
that was people who
out.
knew how to like use HTML on their MySpace.
MySpace, to this day, I still think MySpace is better than any other form of social media.
It's definitely less toxic.
Yeah, and it was just cool going to my page, and it would just, I don't know, I think it was just like ear fucking something really bad.
I literally played speedcore on my page.
Yeah, I think it was just like speedcore, like really like horrible. I think it was, and then there's...
So we have a thing that I'm sorry, I probably should have told you this before the podcast because now you're gonna have to be scrambling. We were talking about conspiracies last video game podcast, and I was talking about the immortality rings, and you mentioned something for literally one sentence, and as in Sam fashion, I cut you off, and then like we never talked about it again because I love doing that.
What was that?
By accident. You're like, oh, speaking of conspiracy videos or like weird videos on the internet, like that Raccoon Lady. You ever hear that? And I just immediately said, like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. What is the Raccoon Lady?
Wait, did you look it up?
No, I didn't look it up because I have no idea what it is.
Oh, there's like a lady. She's like 70 and insane, and she has all these crazy videos with like her raccoon. She like dresses them up and like says all these like conspiracy theories and like crazy shit. I mean, that's all there really is to it. I haven't seen it in years, so I can't really comment.
What kind of conspiracy theories?
I don't know, just crazy like old people shit. Like she dresses them up in outfits and like says how like the raccoons are coming or something like that.
How gay are the frogs?
What?
How gay are the frogs?
Pretty gay.
Well, how gay does she think the frogs are?
I don't think it's like that kind of conspiracy. I think it's just like genuinely crazy, like type shit, like just nonsensical like stuff.
Okay. Well, next spot. So we're going different directions. We had our video game podcast. We've actually been doing this for way longer than honestly we expected this to go on, but like isn't it weird? We've been doing this for like 3 months now.
Yeah, when was our first episode? Was that in like February?
Well, 12 episodes, that's 4 weeks a month. Like it's pretty much been 3. We did it right at the beginning of quarantine.
Yeah.
So, it's pretty crazy that we're on month 3 of this. Like, you look at these podcasts that are like episode 536.
Like, could you imagine like having 500 episodes of this? Like, how many?
That's what I was gonna say. I totally can though. Like, we're just on a roll.
But like,
we're doing it.
It's not like we're just talking about shit. We have to like play a game every week. Like, fucking, what game were we gonna play? We're like, oh, we played QWOP 2. Like,
I got lists. I got lists for years.
Dude, I just
300 games.
Scramble immediately after this to figure out a fucking game. Like, I never have a list.
I do legitimately have lists, but my list is like 3 games long. I'm panicking. I'm panicking on the inside.
I'm actually excited for what we are playing in the coming weeks because you said it was going to be good.
I keep upping the ante. Pretty soon we're gonna like be playing like literal Eternal Youth. Like, oh, how do you like this? It's the secret.
Like actual blood sport.
Oh my god, with Jean-Claude Van Damme or like
no, like we just like fight,
stab each other
in real life. Real life. This is the Fight Club podcast.
I'd rather not. I told you I watched Fight Club and I actually didn't really enjoy it. Right?
Yeah, I mean it's like one of those movies that's like. It's a little pretentious.
Speaking of pretentious, no.
This game we played was a little bit pretentious. The Witness was a tad bit pretentious.
I feel like if you had more context on the developer, like you'd understand like this is just a pretentious man. And like he doesn't mean to be, but he's just like one of these people who's just like I'm just trying to make art. And then he does make art and it's like, how dare you make art?
There's like hidden voice recorders that like literally like doubt thou physics and nature and shit. Like it's,
I did not experience any of those. Are you spoiling?
Really? They're like literally everywhere. There's like I found like 25 of them, and they say like Einstein quotes, like old
If it doesn't have a maze on it, I don't click it. Okay,
that's a word, but see, you don't.
If it ain't got no maze,
the world, man. You don't.
I don't do no gaze. Okay.
You need to look around. Open your eyes.
I guess. What? So it's just like Bioshocks? It's just like, oh, here's a voice recorder where everything went wrong with our
It
plan.
Literally has nothing to do with the game. There's just like little tape recorders on the ground, like hidden. Like if let's say you go up a cliff or something, like you're going up a path, like there might be a path through trees, and on the ground will be one, and it'll just be like some physics talk, or it'll be like, in this world, man is the new religion, like that kind of shit.
Well, the question I have to you is, how do you know this doesn't have anything to do with the game? Neither of us have beaten it. We're just fucking noobs.
Because it's like there's pretentious, like literally nothing. It's like nothing, absolutely nothing.
You have no idea. This is
if
so
it's
important
like
to the game.
Overarching shit, then man, this guy is.
Yeah, it's overarching. He was like collabing with Einstein back in the day, and now he's like, okay, I'm gonna finally use Einstein's quotes.
But yeah.
So what's new in the life?
Pussycat.
Of this...
Whoa.
What's new, Pussycat? Whoa.
What do you mean? I'm like the most boring fucking person alive.
Then why do you have a podcast, huh?
I play Maple Story. I play World of Warcraft. I drink White Claw.
Story.
I eat McDonald's.
When's the last time you listened to the Lil Harbor theme? Just like not in game, just like on YouTube, and just like cried of nostalgia.
There is a playlist that's like 6 hours of nostalgic Maple Story music. I'll put it on sometimes because that music fucking slaps.
It slaps. You play Eliana theme, and you're just like,
dude. That's so. There's like an event right now where you can upgrade your gear, and I hang out in Alina. That's where I upgrade my gear because I love the
nerd.
Yeah, like
I'm just gonna
nerd.
I'm gonna discount everything you say.
We're like, okay, so we played this game today.
I'm gonna discount everything you say.
This game is a 9 out of 10 because here's the pros for the
like. That's what we do. Like, you can't tell me shit.
I'm just gonna discount everything you say with the word nerd. And just, we're done here.
Nerd.
We're done here. This dude's a nerd. And if you listen to him, you're a nerd too. Nerd.